Okay. I have to ask you one more thing again, and I hope you don't feel bad at all.
Okay.
I realize that you have an accent, which I don't have a problem with at all, right?
Yeah.
But I have noticed your accent dropping every now and then.
Yeah.
Why is that happening? You have to have consistency. Otherwise,
Yeah.
then it starts looking like, yeah, असली है, नहीं है, क्या है, क्यों है?
Yeah.
So maybe try and maintain it.
Yeah.
And hi,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm doing great.
Okay, good to know. I recognize you.
Oh.
Yeah. So when I started my journey with Clapingo, I looked up a couple of videos online. Obviously, I needed to know what I was getting into, and I saw a bunch of your videos.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
You do? Okay. Anyway, since this is our first session together, can you introduce yourself? Not that I don't know personally.
Yeah. So my name is Arundhati Roktima. I'm currently 12 years old and I'm going to turn 13 very soon. And I am from the city of Bhilai in the state of Chhattisgarh. It's in the central part of India. And what else? I'm in 8th standard right now in Delhi Public School, Bhilai. And I love to sing and paint as well and play the piano.
Okay, and what do you sing?
Just classical music.
Classical music.
Yeah.
Nice, very nice. So let me just ask you a bunch of questions because I am kind of intrigued, right? Yeah. You're obviously attending a couple of sessions for the content for YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you decide which speaker to speak with for your content?
I just there's a list of speakers that I can choose from. I just select the timing that I'm free and on that particular day, and I just pick a tutor that I haven't talked to, or I have seen the videos with, and I've seen that they talk really nicely. So in that way, that's how I select the tutors.
Okay, nice. So how did you get into this entire YouTube business? How did that happen?
So at first I had started this channel for singing videos. I used to post some covers of some Bollywood songs, and then I think that started in August 2020, and I continued that for a few months, maybe 5 or 6 months, and then I stopped. But later on, in the month of August in 2021, I came across this platform of Clapingo, and I thought that I should give it a shot. And I really liked that this whole app. So I took the subscription, and later on, I saw that people were uploading their conversations on YouTube. So I thought that that's a really nice idea. I can also do that. And in that way, I know that this video or this conversation is going to be presented for a few people to watch, a large number of people. So in that way, I'll try to give my best. I'll try to speak nicely and just give my best in general. So that's the reason.
Okay, and how many subscribers have you hit so far? What's the?
I think 4.6K.
4.6K. That's great. That's great.
Thank you.
Yes, it's kind of it's nice to see that the younger generation is doing something and we are still stuck at where we are stuck at. Kind of sad. But okay, have you seen the topic for today's session?
Yeah, it was medicine.
It is medicine still.
Okay, yeah, it is medicine.
Okay. Do you believe in taking medicines whenever you're sick?
Yeah, because in this modern world, we have shifted from the rural areas to the cities, and now our immune system is just degrading gradually. So that's why we get sick very often. So I feel like medicines, they help us a lot in improving that and getting back to our normal selves after getting sick.
Okay. And every time you fall sick, is it your first instinct to go get a medicine, or do you try and relieve the pain or discomfort by some other methods?
So when I get sick, I just try to lay down on my bed and with a blanket on, and I have a whole package of medicines because I fall sick very often. So we just have it at our home, and we just know what medicines do we have to give when I fall sick, because I've gone to the doctor a lot of times. In a year, I would say at least 10 times. So yeah, so we know what to do. So we just give my parents. They just give medicine to me when I fall sick. So that's the first thing they do.
Right. Can I ask why you've been frequenting the doctor so much?
I'm not sure about that. I feel like my immune system is very bad.
Right. So this is like a common cold, a flu, or a fever,
Yeah,
right? It's
fever
nothing
and
serious.
cold. Yeah, it's nothing serious.
Okay, thank God. And how old did you say you are?
12.
Okay. When I was your age, I used to fall sick very, very often. I used to sit at the doctor's office. That was my
Wow,
life.
same with me.
Yeah. Do you get scared when you go to the hospitals?
No, I've got used to it.
Yeah. And do the doctors treat kids extra nice, or are they the same?
I feel like the doctors, they treat kids extra nice, but the nurses, they sometimes, when they have to give the injection or something, they like, usually nurses, when I was, I think, 10 years old, means a few years back. So at that time, I was a very small kid. So that time, nurses used to play with me or distract me when they are giving me an injection. But now they just don't do that. They just directly give the injection. And there's nothing I can do to, get distracted from the pain.
Right. They care a damn about you anymore, right? They're like, oh, whatever, who cares?
Yeah.
That's so bad, man. But are you scared of injections?
No.
No?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you feel when you get an injection? What does it feel like for you?
It's a sting. It just hurts at that moment, but after that, after a few minutes or so, it just gets back to normal.
Right. After a few minutes or after a couple of seconds? Because you said in that moment.
I would say minutes.
Minutes, okay. It takes a couple of minutes for you to reel back?
Yeah, at least 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay. All right. But have you ever tried any home remedies? Do you believe in them?
I haven't tried any home remedies, but I feel like sometimes a few of the home remedies can work for a particular sickness, maybe a flu or a cold, these small type of sickness. But if it's something serious, so then I feel like home remedies are not that useful. We should refer a doctor for some major issues.
Okay. What are the major issues then? When do you start going to a doctor and give up on home remedies?
For example, if you're feeling that there's some pain in your stomach and it has been there for a very long while, and you just have that feeling in you that there's something wrong with you, so then you have to go to the doctor. Maybe there's some issue with your stomach or pancreas or something.
How do I know if something's wrong with my pancreas?
You just feel it, the pain.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, did you ever get tonsils in your life? Meaning, everyone has tonsils, but did they used to sort of swell up?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
You never got that itchy feeling in your throat?
I don't quite remember, but as far as I remember, that never happened.
It's never happened. Lucky you.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually. Do you think that, when people do take a lot of medication, there is a high risk, which is why you must try to use some home remedies before you go, as far as consulting a doctor?
I feel like if you're very sure about what the problem is, let's say 60% sure that what the problem is and where the exact problem is, then you can do a little bit of home remedies. But I feel like going to the doctor is the best thing.
Okay. And have you ever done something, in a way? Okay, let me rephrase that. Have you ever taken medication that you probably shouldn't have?
I don't think so. I have taken that medicine, but once when I was 2 years old, probably at that time, uh, uh, I cannot hear you.
Say that again. I couldn't hear you. Say that again.
Okay, all right. So that thing never happened that I took a wrong medication, but when I was 2 years old, I had some major illness, and because of that, I had someone else's blood taken in me. That blood chadhana, that
Blood
long
कैसे
thing.
चढ़ाते हैं? Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just a syringe in my hand, and blood was just going into my body because I was very sick. So after that, I got some skin diseases, leukoderma,
Oh.
some white spots. I think it's called vitiligo, and I still have
Yes.
that. It's been 8 or even more than 8 years. Not 8 years, 12 years. Not 12.
Vitiligo
10.
is caused because of blood transfusion, donations, or whatever.
No, not like that. That person's blood had these viruses or these vitiligo things, not things. I don't know the medical word.
Neither do I. Huh.
Yeah. So that blood got into me. So that's why I also got the disease.
Okay. But no visible spots, right?
They're on my eyes, and there's a very big spot on my feet.
Oh, okay. I have one on my hand which looks like the same thing, but it's not. It's a birthmark. Right?
Oh.
Is this? It
I don't
looks
think
like that,
so.
right?
Yeah, it looks like that, but it's something different.
No, it's a birthmark. I've had it since I was like a baby.
Oh, I also have a birthmark, but it's a black spot.
Oh. Okay, listen, I know you're just like 13, but did you know this is it's a myth. I don't know if it's true or not, but I hear that the birthmarks that you have, right, not the moles, the big birthmarks,
Yeah.
are indicative of what happened to you in the past.
Yeah, I've heard this. I have heard this theory that if wherever you have your birthmark, that's the reason why you died in your previous life.
Yeah. So do you have like a black spot?
A very big black spot. I think it's the size of my fist, like this big, and it's on my ankles.
Okay. I heard a lot of things like, that is a bullet wound and this is a burn mark or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where did you hear about this?
I'm not sure where did I hear that.
Okay. 1 second, okay. I'm a little confused as to what to ask you next about medicines.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think pharmaceutical companies try and push drugs for things that do not actually require that kind of medication?
Sometimes they do like that so that they can sell those medicines to people and get some profit out of that. And sometimes they suggest us more expensive medications, and instead of those, we could have bought a little less expensive medicines. So that thing happens because they try to get a little bit more profit out of that. And in my state, the government is promoting and encouraging buying medicines from their generic names. The same,
Yes.
yeah. So that thing is really good, and in Chhattisgarh, it's happening. The government is doing that, but still, many medicinal places they do this thing. They practice this thing.
Right. Okay. One last question.
Okay.
If you could invent a medicine or a drug for any of the issues that people face in their daily lives, could be anything, not just medical issues. What sort of a drug would you want to invent?
What sort of thing? Okay, today, what happened? I was drinking a cup of tea and I just spilled it on my clothes. And I just got a little bit burnt mark on my leg. So that thing, I think something that could help you being less clumsy.
Oh, less clumsy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that could help me as well because I have a lot of burn marks because of being a klutz, complete klutz.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay. we have a couple of minutes and I would like to start giving some feedback. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. First of all, let me start with your communication skill, right? Or let's just say some gap in communication that I noticed.
Yeah.
The moment I said, hi, good afternoon, how are you? You said, I'm fine. You never asked how I am.
Yeah, I just felt like I should have asked, but then we just started talking about something else.
I gave you a couple of seconds, by the way. I was like, okay, let's see what she says.
Yeah.
Unless you hate me, you should usually try and wish the other person as well. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. That is one thing that makes your communication more effective. The other thing, I've also noticed that every time I share something, right, you don't necessarily know how to acknowledge that. Did you notice?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you start acknowledging somebody else's stories?
By adding something about yours or saying, like giving some remarks on what they said, like that.
Yes. You didn't do any of that. By the way, these kind of things I start pointing out to people who already know how to speak. Right?
Yeah.
Only then your language and your skill gets refined and polished.
Yeah.
So even when you don't know what to say, you can just say, oh, that's nice. Oh, I see. Uh-huh. That's also fine. A very plain is like, अच्छा सुना है कि नहीं सुना है क्या हुआ?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I have to ask you one more thing again, and I hope you don't feel bad at all.
Okay.
I realize that you have an accent, which I don't have a problem with at all. Right?
Yeah.
But I have noticed your accent dropping every now and then.
Yeah.
Why is that happening?
I just when I try to communicate with a person in a formal way, so in that the accent is there. But when I try to just speak out of my heart and just speak so fast and in an informal sort of way, so in that case, that accent just starts losing.
Right. First of all, we are not native speakers. We don't speak in English, so having an accent is really not bad. I don't judge that. Okay?
Yeah.
But you have to maintain that accent. You have to have consistency. Otherwise, then it starts looking like, yeah, असली है, नहीं है, क्या है, क्यों है?
Yeah.
So maybe try and maintain it.
Yeah.
At one point, instead of so, you said to.
Oh, okay.
At least that's what I heard.
Okay.
I was like, why? She speaks so well. Why did she say to?
Because so and to, they just end with the sound o, and they're very similar to pronouns, and sir and the.
Right.
In both the tongue is touching the upper part of the mouth, so that just gets confusing.
Yes. At one point, you said where I did hear or where did I hear or something. There was a little confusion. I can't remember where I heard it.
Okay.
Where did I hear? Kyun bolna hai? When I heard is a nice word, just use that.
Yeah.
Okay. Pharmaceutical companies ke jagah, you said medicinal places.
Yeah, I actually forgot the word at that time.
Yes, pharmaceutical company.
Okay, pharmaceutical companies.
This is all I have for you. I think you speak wonderfully, and there's no doubt about it. Just that one or two things you can keep refining.
Yeah.
Helpful, constructive criticism?
Yeah, it was.